Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. Today I'm going to tell you about this beautiful 2018 Infiniti Q60 Red Sport 400 all-wheel drive. This is the highest performance version of the Q60 that you can get. It's a twin-turbo V6 pumping out 400 horsepower, and with an advanced Tesla all-wheel drive system that will put that power to the ground in the most efficient manner. One awesome vehicle. Sadly, it doesn't look like we're getting any 2023 Q60s, so effectively it looks like Infiniti is discontinuing the Q60 line. Looks like 2022 is the last year of the Q60. Why did they discontinue it? Well, I guess if anyone's to blame, it's you. Well, not you specifically, but people in general, consumers, because, 20, 30 years ago, coupes were very popular, sedans were popular, but now, today, if you look out the window, you can see most people are driving in crossover SUVs. That's the rage, that's what pays the bills. Even for Infiniti, one of our top selling vehicles are crossover SUVs. When I started working at Infiniti back in 2004, 2005, the G35 Coupe was actually one of our best selling products. We sold more G35 Coupes than any Infiniti model. It just shows you over the last 15 years how American consumers have changed. Now, obviously, the Q60 was getting a smaller and smaller market share. Obviously, coupes are not very practical with two doors. There's a lot of reasons why the market has changed. But when we're talking about, beautiful lines, if you're looking for a vehicle that looks beautiful, you're not as much as caught up as, functionality. It's really hard to beat the sexy, streamlined lines of a coupe. And the Q60 is probably one of the best looking cars on the road. So for me, I'm definitely sad. I've been with Infiniti, since 2004. So to watch the whole evolution of the G35, evolve into the Q60, I don't think Infiniti is done. I think Infiniti will probably have a replacement for the Q60. I think 23 is also the last year for the Q50. I think they'll probably replace it with a battery electric vehicle. It'll probably, be a completely different platform. But the Q60 has a lot of pedigree in it. It has a lot of history for Infinitis. It's one of the last of the great analog sports cars. We're seeing a transition to EVs. I have EV myself. I also have an Infiniti, a gas-powered Infiniti. I have a love for both vehicles. Yeah, the world is changing, but if you like, turbos and gasoline engines and all-wheel drives and, Japanese performance vehicles, the Q60 has a lot to offer. So let's talk more about this one. This is a lovely color combination, white on this beautiful Monaco red interior. You have the carbon fiber trim, and it's not the fake stuff. They use real carbon fiber throughout the interior. Absolutely beautiful. Top of the line Bose sound system. We have a moonroof. We have a drive mode selector right here that will make changes to transmission shift points, throttle sensitivity, traction, and stability control settings, steering effort. There's a lot of different settings you can see: personal, sport, sport plus, standard, eco, and snow mode. I like sport plus myself. Heated seats. Notice the Q60 has a dual display system. The top screen is for navigation and parking camera. We also have a 360-degree rear view monitor. The bottom screen is a tab-like interface for vehicle settings and apps. We have some great driver's assistance features. We have lane keep assist. So you have active lane control, so actually help keep you centered in lane. That partners nicely with the adaptive cruise control. So that really cuts down your effort in stop and go traffic, makes your driving a lot more pleasant. Then we have, you can drill down in the drive mode selector a little bit deeper here. So for the engine and transmission, you have Sport, Eco, Standard, and Snow. For steering, you have Sport, Sport Plus, Standard, Dynamic, and Dynamic Plus. This actually has direct adaptive steering. Really cool system that Infiniti offered for a long time, but direct adaptive steering, that's another system that's probably going to go away. So it's steer by wire, so there's no mechanical connection to the front wheels. It's all handled by electric motors and computers. The reason why they can do that is this actually can react to steering inputs faster than a mechanical steering rack, and you can take control over it. You can program it to be lighter and slower like an electric car, or you can sharpen it up and give a heavier weight and a faster steering ratio. It also pairs nicely with the driver's assistance features like the active lane control, lane departure prevention, blind spot prevention. Really cool system. Infiniti has offered a direct adaptive steering since 2014. We first saw it in the Q50, and they've been using it in various products all the way up to 2023. It looks like that's when the system's going to be discontinued. My guess is just probably really expensive to add the system to a vehicle versus, you know, the selling points. You know, unfortunately, when it comes to building cars, you know, sometimes the bean counters win in situations like that. I've used the direct adaptive steering a lot. I've found a lot of people that have leased Infinitis, they warmed up to the system. It was actually a lot of people that, you know, drive a car with a direct adaptive steering. At first it's a little bit a different feel than a regular steering, but then they really learn to like it and actually kind of miss it when they do get vehicles that don't have it. So it's cool that this one has it. It's an awesome system. All right, so this one has 27,402 miles at the time of making this video. You also have steering wheel paddle shifter, so you can take control of the 7/4 gears. You get rev match downshifts for a sportier sound and feel. We have adaptive cruise control. This button here activates your safety shield technology. You have aluminum pedals that come standard with the Red Sport. Also with the sport models of the Q60, you have a little bit more aggressive bolstering in the seats to hold you in place during performance driving. Very comfortable, highly adjustable, but very, very nice for performance driving. You're not going to be sliding around your seat when you're taking some sharp corners, which probably happen quite often in a car like this. This thing just handles unbelievably. When you upgrade to the Red Sport package, you get a digital dynamic suspension, so you can also program the feel of the suspension. Excellent driving dynamics of the suspension. It can be very comfortable, but you can also dial it up to the dynamic mode for a little bit more sporty performance. You also get larger brakes with the Red Sport. You get a more aggressive wheel and tire package. I mean, look at the looks and lines of the Q60. This is absolutely beautiful. I've never heard anyone call this car ugly. It's pretty hard to find anyone to think this car is ugly. It's absolutely beautiful. You know, Infiniti definitely hit a home run styling this vehicle, and that's why it's kind of a real shame that, you know, they can't you know, use this product anymore. But like I said, you know, people vote with their dollars, and you know, it just doesn't make sense when you're only selling a handful of these a year. But luckily we still come across some nice ones like this with low miles in the used market. So the next best thing would be getting a pre-owned one from an Infiniti dealership like us. Who better to buy a pre-owned Infiniti from than a new Infiniti retailer? We look at these vehicles every day. We know them very well. And for the engine, you have a twin turbo V6, 400 horsepower. You have twin sequential turbos. Rather than having one big turbo, the smaller turbos can be a little bit more responsive to throttle inputs and stuff like that. We also have a Tesla all-wheel drive system. Rear-wheel drive is standard even on the Red Sport. You can get these with rear-wheel drive, but in our neck of the woods with wet, slippery weather, having all-wheel drive will greatly improve your wet weather performance. This thing just grips and goes, and it also does great in the snow. Here's a video of me driving a Red Sport Q50, basically a four-door version of this vehicle, in the snow. The system is called ATES. It stands for Advanced Total Traction Engineering System for All Terrain. So the way the all-wheel drive system works is in normal driving conditions, it's 100% rear-wheel drive. But as soon as those rear wheels slip in a matter of milliseconds, almost instantly, it can send up to 50% of the vehicle's power to the front wheels. They do that for two reasons. It gives you the feel of a rear-wheel drive sports car, and it also improves gas mileage. If the all-wheel drive system's constantly working all the time, even though you don't need it, that's going to use more gas. So that's why they have that rear-wheel drive bias. They have been using this all-wheel drive system in Infiniti products for a very long time, since the early 2000s. We first saw it in the FX series, the G35. It's been a great system. I don't think I can ever recall ever seeing one of these all-wheel drive systems going bad. And it's derived from an early version of the Nissan Skyline GTR. Lots of sports car pedigree in this Q60. It's also built in the advanced Formula platform, which is also shared with the Nissan 350Z, and also the brand new Z that's coming out is built on the same platform and actually has the same VR30 twin turbo V6 that's in this Q60. So you could almost call this like a luxury or a grand touring version of the Z with back seats, a little bit more style, a little bit more creature comfort versus just being a hardcore sports car. We have complimentary shipping to Oregon, Idaho, and Washington. We can put this in our car hauler, we can tow it to you. So with our mobile delivery service, this beautiful Q60 can be all yours without leaving your neighborhood or even your driveway. Thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you soon, and have a wonderful day.